What if the reason you're feeling lost is because you've been measuring yourself by someone else's scale? In this video, I want to share with you a little bit more about worth, about comparison, and about finding home within yourself again. But before I get into that, hello and welcome to this video. Thank you for tuning in. My name is Martin, and I made it my purpose to really share with you openly, authentically, and without holding back. Yes, I stumbled across my words again. Authentically, without holding back. I want to share with you my ups, my downs, the in-betweens of life, with the hope that I inspire you to take charge of your own life, to live a self-led life where you're tuning out outside the outside noise and really start looking for the answers within you and live on your own terms, because that's ultimately what I believe life is about. So we could actually end the video here. No, do not dare to tune out here. Before you leave, at least subscribe, but I would really appreciate if you also continue to watch this video, because I think it's a super important message that a lot of people should hear. A lot of kids should hear this. A lot of young people, old people, in between people, like every single person should hear this message, because I wish I was taught that in school when I was younger. I wish I had known that before. Would have made a lot of things way more easy. All right. Just checking my microphone if it's actually on. This has been something like, just one time it happened that it was turned off, and since then I keep checking every single video, before and during. I don't know why. Anyways, it's on, so we can continue to roll. All right. I was just on like a 2-hour walk or something like that, and I started listening to country music, and it was fun. I didn't want to stop, but I was like, it's getting late. I still want to record a video, and I get up tomorrow quite early, around like 5:30ish, 6 o'clock, and then start my day. But today's video is really something that it matters. And the reason it matters is because, especially nowadays, in the world where it's just so much about content creation, about like social media, like all those things, one of the things that really has become quite dangerous on so many levels is comparison. Comparing ourselves to others. And I know this is like, why would comparison matter? Like, everybody compares. Yes, and that's the issue. Everybody compares with pretty much everything. Now, comparison is like, if we look at comparison from like a more positive point of view, yes, absolutely. There are situations where comparison is totally valid and important for you to grow, to continue to expand. Where you're like, okay, where have you been? Where do you want to go compared to where you are right now? Absolutely. If you look at other people and say like, okay, what are they doing that you're not doing? They might be where you want to be. So you can learn and say, okay, what can I implement? But that is a big difference if you're taking it to learn, to grow, and to reflect. And not the way that we mostly use it, where we are more in a lack kind of mentality, in a judgmental mentality, where we're either like, oh, someone else has something I don't. They do something that I can't afford it, or whatever. Or we're like, oh, who are you? Like, I have more pain than you. I've had a more difficult life than you. We're also comparing ourselves to others, where we're like, they've had such a big, like, such a difficult life, so many painful things. Who am I to feel sad or heartbroken? And this is like the most unfair thing you can do to yourself, where you compare your emotions with something that you see from the outside. And yes, there might be people who've had more traumatic kind of experiences, but that does not invalidate how you feel. That does not invalidate your pain. That does not invalidate what you are going through. And I think I just came across a video today, and it on the one hand, it was quite interesting, but on the other hand, it was like really bothering me, where someone was sharing about like, oh, in dating, you know, and when people start ghosting you and like all that stuff. I completely agreed with what they said, but there was something they said where it's like men, when they complain about like, oh, I can't date you because I'm going through something, and he's like, oh, back in the day, you know, people like men went to war and all that, and I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, first of all, what does the past, like any kind of war where mostly men participated in, what does that have to do with someone being open enough to share how they feel and that they're emotionally not ready? Why? Like, what does that have? Like, I don't get it. I really don't get it. It's like comparing, like if I feel like I've been through a breakup in the beginning of this year and I felt pain, and I'm like, if I compare now myself to the people who've been in war zones, like in World War II or whatever, you know, like my grandfather, I'm like, why would I do that? Like, I don't even know. I can't even comprehend how they must have felt back then. But that doesn't mean that my pain isn't real for me right now. If we only go by that, then where does it end? Because then we can even go that far where it's like, okay, there's been people like, you know, going through difficult situations or through war, but back in the day, even like way more back, like people were tortured, you know, and like, what the fuck? Like, where does that get us? That just gets us to continue being in that like toxic masculinity way of behaving, like especially for men, where it's like, oh, we can't show our feelings because we're supposed to be strong fighters, warriors, whatever. I'm like, no. You can be a warrior and still cry, you know, and still show your emotions, still be vulnerable, still be kind and loving. It's another video I saw of like a politician joining Pride. I think it was the Norwegian Prime Minister, probably, I guess so. And someone was like, "Oh, it's like, you know, it makes him kind of weak." And I'm like, since when has compassion and kindness become weak? Compassion, kindness, love, being there for others, showing up for others. That's the definition of strength. Because that means you don't have to overpower someone or push someone down and pretend like you're so much better in order for you to find some kind of meaning, but that you know that you're enough and that people are equal. That is like, without being afraid that they take away from you. That is the ultimate definition of strength. People who are afraid, like of me, I'm gay. Like if someone is afraid like of me because I'm gay and what are you afraid of? What are you afraid of? That I cannot have babies? I mean, as if the world needs more children, you know, like it's, I mean, no judgment. Like I want to have kids, but I'm like, I want to adopt. I really want to adopt. But what does that have to do with like the lives of others? Like if someone is afraid of like of what? And that is like, you know, the whole worth, the whole like how other people see you. It does not define you, it does not tell you who you are, it does not tell you what you're capable of. And I think in our world nowadays, like success is like it's all about the amount of money you make, the kind of career you have, the position you have, the house you have, all those kind of things. And I think that's where we all get it wrong. I think the ultimate definition of success is whatever it is for you, so that you go through life and are able to enjoy the ups and downs, where you're still able to be there for others, be there for yourself, where you share love and kindness, where you support other people, where you're not holding back, where you're not hiding, where you're just truthfully, authentically you. That is success on a level that not many people experience, because so many of us, and I've done that for a long time, and sometimes I still do that. I diminish my own light. I hide behind certain facets. Not always, especially not during those videos. But sometimes I do catch myself, and then I mention it, I'm like, wait a minute, I do that. And yes, sometimes I feel like even in the videos, I might hold back a little bit, you know, when there's certain things that I'm like, okay, I'm not sure if it's appropriate to talk about it. Politics, religion, all those things, you know, where it's like I might have slightly a different point of view, not in a negative way, but more of a neutral kind of way of seeing things. But ultimately, your worth is defined not even by you. Not by me, not by you, not by anyone. Your worth is defined by your mere existence. Just the fact that you are here on this planet, that you are alive right now, that means you have all the worth that you could possibly ever wish for. So share in the comments, what are you running away from? What are you hiding? I would love to hear from you. And I think when we share, we also support other people so that they don't feel alone, that everybody feels seen. Because that is like the question I also have for you, for me, for everyone. Do you feel seen? And are you seen? Not just by other people, but especially by yourself. With that being said, thank you so much for tuning in. If you like this video, please share and like it and comment. Don't forget to subscribe, and I hope to see you in the next one. As always, much love and a big hug.